Hare Krishna devotees, Anupnam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Guru and Gauranga. So this is our continuation on discussion on Srila Prabhupada's small book, The Perfection of Yoga. So today we are continuing our discussion from chapter number 2. Yesterday we discussed chapter number 1, which is about re-establishing the relationship with Krishna. And in that chapter we have discussed a very small story which is in Srimad Bhagavatam about Lord Vamana's appearance, incarnation. And in that behind, Srila Prabhupada explained, if we surrender to the Lord, then Lord can give us everything. But at the same time we don't have to expect anything from the Lord. If we are surrendered, then Lord will take care. This is the crux that we discussed in chapter number 1. And also in Srimad, there is one verse is also described from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verse number 1. And there also is mentioned, one who work without attachment to the results, it is regarded as sannyasa. So the question may arise, sannyasa, as per this definition, we have to work. But how can we work? In which mode we have to work? There are person who says, do it, just do your karma. And they misinterpret the verses from Srimad Bhagavatam, karmanni vadhikarasti mahaphaleshu kadachar. This only thing they have discussed. But after that more sentences there. Ma karma phal heturbhur mate sangotsa karmani. So they are Mongols or mischievous who misinterpret Bhagavad Gita and mispreach the translation in this way. Just do your karmas and enjoy life. And the karma is the supreme thing. As per their view, they are discussing the matters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, but actually this is not the case. So what is the way to work, and how can we work in Krishna consciousness? So this is about the summary discussion on this particular subject. Chapter 2, Yoga as a work in devotion. So in this book, various ways of yoga is explained. Work, meditation, and last surrendering, loving affairs, etc. We are going to discuss step by step. So with this chapter, very small chapter is, but very understanding and very guiding towards our goal, especially spiritual goal and our material goals also. This human form of life is meant for God consciousness, understanding about Krishna as varieties of energies, and our responsibility towards Krishna. It is the main thing. But in between, there are some material goals also. If it does not fulfill this goal, then our bhakti will be limited, or it cannot flourish. So we have to work anyhow, but we have to work as if that we are working for Krishna. We are doing our duty just because that we can easily serve our Krishna consciousness relationship with Lord and His devotees. So how it should be that Prabhupada says about in this chapter. Okay, so I'm extremely sorry if how I can go wide, I have no idea, but I'm very firmly trying to repeat the verse of Srila Prabhupada as it is, as per my understanding, but mainly based on Srila Prabhupada's words. So my responsibility is just to read and realize whatever I have got in my life. That's all. Okay, so let's offer our Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाः कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतुसे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्ति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So chapter 2, the perfection of yoga book, yoga as work in devotion. We have heard the names of so many different yogas and yogis, but in the Bhagavad Gita Krishna says that he is the actual yogi who has surrendered himself fully unto me. Krishna proclaims that there is no difference between renunciation and yoga. Yam sannyasam iti prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahya asanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Yam sannyasam iti prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahya asanyas sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Translations. What is called renunciation is the same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme. For no one can become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse number 2. In Bhagavad Gita there are three basic types of yoga delineated: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. The system of yoga may be linked into staircase. Someone may be on the first step, someone may be on the halfway up, or someone may be on the top step. When one is elevated to a certain levels, he is known as a Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, etc. In all cases, the service to the Supreme Lord is the same. It is a difference in elevation only. Thus, Sri Krishna tells Arjuna that he must understand that renunciation, sannyasa and yoga are the same, because without being freed from desire and sense gratification, no one can become neither a yogi nor a sannyasi. There are some yogis who perform yoga for a profit, but that is not a real yoga. Everything must be engaged in the service of the Lord. Whatever we do as an ordinary worker, or as a sannyasi, or as a yogi, or as a philosopher, must be done in Krishna consciousness. When we are absorbed in the thought of serving Krishna, and when we act in that self-consciousness, we can become real sannyasi and real yogis. For those who are taking the first step up the staircase of yoga system, there is work. One should not think that simply because he is beginning yoga, he should stop working. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna asks Arjuna to become a yogi, but he never tells him to cease from fighting. Quite the contrary. Of course, one may ask how a person may be a yogi and at the same time a warrior. Our conception of yoga practice is that of sitting very straight with leg crossed and eye half closed, staring at the tip of nose and concentrating in this way in a lonely place. So how is it that Krishna is asking Arjuna to become a yogi and at the same time participate in ghastly civil war? That is the mystery of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. No one can remain a fighting man and at the same time be the highest yogi, the highest sannyasi. How is this possible? In Krishna consciousness, one simply has to fight for Krishna, work for Krishna, eat for Krishna, sleep for Krishna, and dedicate all activities to Krishna. In this very, one becomes the highest yogi and the highest sannyasi. That is the secret. In the 6th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna instructs Arjuna how to perform meditational yoga, but Arjuna rejects this as too difficult. Now, then the Arjuna considered to be the great yogi. Although Krishna saw that Arjuna was rejecting the meditational system, he proclaimed Arjuna to be the highest yogi. Because you are always thinking of me. Thinking of Krishna is the essence of all yoga system. Of the Hatha Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga or any other yoga system, sacrifice or charity. All the recommended activities for spiritual realization and in Krishna consciousness, in thinking always of Krishna. The actual perfection of human life lies in being always Krishna conscious and always being aware of Krishna while performing all type of activities. In the preliminary stage, one is advised to always work for Krishna. In the preliminary stage, one is advised to always work for Krishna. One must be always searching out some duty or some engagement, for it is a bad policy to remain idle even for a second. When one actually becomes advanced through such engagement, then he may not work physically, but he is always engaged by constantly thinking of Krishna. In the preliminary stage, however, one is always advised to engage one's senses in the service of Krishna. There are a varieties of activities one can perform in serving Krishna. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is intended to help direct aspirant devotees in these activities. For those working in Krishna consciousness, there are simply not enough hours in the day to serve Krishna. There are always activities, engagement both days and night, which the students of Krishna consciousness perform joyfully. That is the stage of real happiness. Constant engagement for Krishna and spreading Krishna consciousness around the world. That is the engagement for Krishna. Constant engagement for Krishna and spreading the Krishna consciousness around the world. In the material world, one may become very tired of if we work all the time. But if one works in Krishna consciousness, he can chant Hare Krishna and engage in devotional service 24 hours a day and never get tired. But if we vibrate some mundane vibration, then we soon become exhausted. There is no question of becoming tired on the spiritual platform. The spiritual platform is absolute. In the material world, everyone is working for self-gratification. The profits of one's labor in the material world are used to gratify one's senses. But the real yogi does not desire such fruits. He has no desire other than Krishna. And Krishna is already there. So with this, we have completed our discussion on chapter number 2, to work with devotion. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Gurudev ki Jai. Dhanyavad. Thank you so much for hearing this transcendental writings of Srila Prabhupada. Your servant Brijesh Tanaya Das.